Today I'm going to be replacing the grommets on the windscreen washer bottle. The symptoms were, initially, I'd try and fill up the windscreen washer bottle and it seemed to never get full. And it did that for quite a while, but it's like there was plenty of water in the washer bottle, so it didn't worry me too much. And then, just recently, the water started leaking out of the windscreen washer bottle, and so it was becoming permanently empty. You obviously got the telltale on the dash for the windscreen washer. I pour water into the windscreen washer bottle and it would just start dripping out at the bottom. I did some investigation to find out what the problem was, and on taking out the wheel arch liner, I discovered that the rubber grommet where the windscreen washer motor is, that had degraded, but also on top of the washer bottle there's like a breather tube, and the grommet on that had also degraded. In fact, it had split and come away completely. Obviously it's like the one for the windscreen washer motor, that was causing the water to leak out right near the bottom of the bottle. The breather on the top, I think because that had degraded and it had come loose, the washer bottle was never getting full. So it was getting near the top and then it was just leaking out of the breather tube area. So, looking on Derore, for the Evora and Evora S, that's the washer bottle, and there are the washer motors, and there are no part numbers, separate part numbers for the grommets. But looking at a later version, it does have grommets there. Item number 15 and 16, so they might be slightly different, but it's like the motors look very similar. Going down, the washer bottle is item number 6. Item number 6, washer bottle assembly, includes grommets. £97.63, quite expensive. Items 15 and 16, items 15 and 16, grommets, and they are £4.38 and £2.42. Of course there'll be postage on top of that as well. Been looking on the forums, and people have mentioned that the grommets and the washer pumps might be from an MG, and they could be considerably cheaper buying them from the MG Owners Club. So I've looked into that and they are cheaper, so I'm going to go that route. Also mentioned on the forums is that some Lotus suppliers have advised a customer that the grommets are not sold separately. You'd have to buy the washer bottle at nearly £100, or over £100 if you're including postage as well. 2 grommets for the washer pumps. That's the part number. Grommet washer pump and rail mail postage, and that's the cost, £10.75 in total including postage. And those are the parts. No space to work on the car in the garage, so we get the car out. Neighbours having block paving fitted. Got some chocks of wood. Going to drive the front wheel onto the chocks of wood. With the load still on the wheel, let's loosen off these nuts. The front jacking point is a bit far underneath. So I'm going to get a load bearing beam and put it along the length of the car to use the trolley jack to get it up. Okay, so there we are with the beam of wood in place. Let's jack it up. Okay, so the wheel's off the floor. I'm going to take the wheel off now. Jacked up, wheel removed, axle stand underneath the jacking point just in case. Safety first, guys. Okay, so we're going to move out the wheel arch liner. We're going to move it out of the way. We're not going to remove it completely, just so that we can get access to it. So there's one fixing there. I think there should be one there, but that's disappeared. One up there, and towards the back there's one just there, and one up the top just there, and at the back there, one there. The mud flap, I'm not going to remove that, we'll just leave that attached, so we're not going to touch those. To remove the fixings, you just unscrew them. You don't have to unscrew them all the way, and then just that's okay, and you just pull that out. It's the screw just acts as a spreader, so when you're pushing it in, you push it in closed, and with the screw goes in and spreads it wide, and it grips onto the behind where the fixing goes into. So squeezed in to go in, screw in, and it spreads it out. Now these are plastic, and sometimes that's okay, no problems, that just came out quite easy. But sometimes with it being made of plastic, it can just lose the thread or strip the thread, and if it does strip the thread and it won't unscrew, then you just get a pair of pliers or some grips, and if you grip onto the screw and give it some slight reverse pull whilst you're doing the unscrewing action, and that will help to pull it back out again. For example, I'm unscrewing this, but it's not coming out, so I need to get some grips on that. So I've got some grips on it, I do the twisting and slightly pull it at the same time. You don't need much on this because it's actually gravity pulling it down. Unscrew it, and as you can see, it's unthreading. There you go, out. So all the fixings are out that I'm taking out. We can now get the wheel arch liner . That's pulled back. And if you look in there, we can see we've got access to the windscreen washer bottle. That's the pump for the windscreen washers, and just behind it there, that's the pump for the headlamp washers. And up the top we can just see the breather tube. So the motor, you can just pull it up and it just disengages. That is where the grommet should be. But so when I investigated it and found it was degraded, I took it out, and in fact that's the degraded grommet. That's just the top half. The bottom half of the grommet is inside there somewhere. I'm not going to take it out. And as for the breather tube, you can see the top half of the grommet is still attached to the breather, and the bottom half, that has fallen into the washer bottle as well. It's actually, it's like on the elbow where the breather connects, that's actually threaded by the look of it. But it's only a rubber grommet, so we should be alright to just fit the new one. Let's see if we can get that off. There we go, that's the one off. Degraded and fallen. Okay, so the new grommet, let's see if we can just push that in. Oh, there we go. There we are, that looks like it's seated good. Get the washer motor. Just push that into position. There we go, that's in. And the breather tube, feels like it's a different size. Okay, so the grommet for the breather tube, the one that I've got doesn't fit, but what I've done is I've got a sharp crafting knife, and I've cut it down to size, and hopefully it will fit. Okay, so I got the crafting knife, I've cut it down a bit, and there it is. So it's now located in its place. Not ideal, but it should work okay. We just now got to put this into position. Okay, so there it is. The breather tube is now in position. There you can see we've got the water level up to there at the moment. No leaks from the grommet, so that's all sealed okay. Grommet in there, that seems okay. Just need to fill it up now. So as you can see, we've got no more telltale on the dash. Yeah, windscreen washer's working okay. There we go, filled up to the top nicely. Nothing leaking out. Yep, no leaks. All filled up. Windscreen washer's working, headlamp washer's working. Let's get that back on there. All done. Okay, so I'll refit the wheel arch liner. It's just a case of push it back into place. And refit the fixings. Okay, that's in there, that one. In there. Okay. The fixings are just plastic. So it is possible to just put them in with your fingers. Mostly. There you go. That one there, seated okay. That one up there, seated okay. That one up there, back there, seated okay. Seated okay. Seated okay. Okay, so wheel back on. Get the nuts in place. Wheel bolts, sorry. Do them finger tight. Get my chocolate wood underneath the wheel, and let's bring. Let's get. There we are. Axle stand out. Lower the trolley jack down. Okay, so the trolley jack is out. Front wheels on the ground. All I need to do now is just tighten up the nuts by hand, and job's a good one.